Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Witching Hour podcast. I'm your host, John Roisman. With me today, very, very special guest, Jo Gonsalves. Many of you have seen the face. Obviously, most of you have seen have seen all of her work. Best known for Any Last Words. Jo, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, I know you've been a busy girl, and on both ends, we've had a lot going on. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time for me. As it is, you are actually on a weekend excursion, I believe now, taking time from me because you're shacked up in a hotel.
I am in a hotel this weekend up in San Francisco.
Okay, and what brings you out that way?
My guy, he actually he does construction, and his job relocated him. So now he lives in a hotel for the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's going on week 2 of not seeing him, so I decided to drive up for the weekend.
Oh, well, that was nice of you. I'm sure he appreciates that. That's got to be rough on the two of you, whether it's long distance or just whatever. That's gotta hurt. I'm sorry to hear that, but I give you guys credit for trying to make it work. That's awesome.
Thank you. No one asked us if we wanted to do this during adulthood, so we don't know what we want to do as adults. We don't even ask to be adults when we grow up. So.
Yeah, no kidding. So I don't even know where to start. You are quite the busy girl. I mean, from emails, text messages, and so forth, man, it is impossible to track you down. You are always on the move. Social media, you have pretty much made your bitch, which I'm so enamored of. I mean, every time I go on, whether it be Facebook or Instagram, Any Last Words or Jo has something new that you have posted, usually a video, and you don't do just horror either. I mean, you do your own kind of personal things as well.
Yeah, sometimes I try to stay as busy as possible just because I get bored very easy. I have that, what do they call it? That neurodivergent brain where, because I have ADHD. So I get bored very quickly and then I get hyper fixated on something else.
So social media is like a dream of therapy for you or a release.
Yeah, it's a release. I mean, sometimes it can be too much and then I have to I need to take a step back because it will, after a point, become overwhelming for me. So I have to take a break here and there. Okay. But I love social media.
So Any Last Words? Mm-hmm. Your baby. How did all this originate for you? And how long ago has it been now?
Oh, wow. It's been, I think December will be almost about 3 years.
Okay.
I was originally on a show called Girls Born Gin that I did for about 4 years. And then when the great pandemic hit, we were all, stuck at home more. And I had been already fiddling around, with the idea of doing my own show. And not to try to take away from the other one, but to do my own as an individual and talk what I wanted to talk about and do the things that I wanted to do, because I enjoyed the other one so much, but there was only, certain topics that we did on that show. I wanted to do more of horror, of indie horror. I wanted to do a lot of indie rock music, a lot of indie metal music, and really shine a light on those artists because they don't get a lot of recognition. Right. And there are so many unique and creative and talented people in those areas that I feel they need to be pushed out there more, because a lot of it is better than what the mainstream is. I mean, especially anymore with, a lot of, it's not just, with movies and shows, it's with radio too. You get a lot of recycled stuff.
Yes.
People are remaking, redoing, rehashing. I'm not huge on all that. I mean, some of it is good. Some of it is better than the original, but a lot of times it's kind of I kind of already saw it, kind of already heard this. And there's just so much new, fresh stuff out there that people aren't aware of. So I really wanted to try help and push that a little bit more. But as time's gone on, And, scheduling restrictions, we've opened back up a lot more. So people aren't as readily available as we used to be the past couple of years. I started branching off and doing other things, like I do Creepy Kitchen, where I try to do, recipes inspired by something creepy or something horror, because I did take culinary in college, and
Oh, wow.
I grew up working in restaurants. I did have a catering business for a while. So I kind of wanted to incorporate that a little bit more in that, as well as I'm a huge true crime nut.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know. I mean, some people know, but not a lot of people know that there are a lot of horror movies out there that are inspired by real true crime.
Right.
So as long as it stays in the horror realm, I try to incorporate it now with any last words.
Awesome. So it's not just one specific thing, it's the whole entire realm of the world horror that falls into play with you. That's awesome. It truly is. And while touching on that, I want to commend you, and I mentioned this earlier, and I told you I was going to. I am pretty much computer tech unswab as you can get. I know where my power button is on my computer. I had to have my kid show me how to plug the microphone in, and I'm not even kidding about that. All the editing and the stuff that you do, your final product that you release to the public is spot on. It's beautiful. I love everything that you do. I really do. The quality of it, the animations, just everything that you do. So I commend you, all your hard work. The final product is great. It really is.
It's taken me a while to learn how to do certain things before we went live, I guess, in a way. I had to learn a lot through, besides what I already knew how to do. I had to learn a lot, like through Google and YouTube, because those two things are so powerful. Like you can find and learn anything with Google and YouTube anymore. So, I mean, there's a lot of things I didn't know how to do, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to figure this out? I don't know how to ask anybody. So I would just start like researching it on my own, and try to figure it out the best that I could. So I'm still learning. I've come a long way in the past few years, because of the quality of my, I think the first 7 months of my shows on my own, they were not the best quality, because I didn't understand that like computers had to have certain like RAM and gigabytes, and I still don't even understand exactly what all that means. They just sound fancy. I still don't know like exactly what all those things mean, but you have to have a certain amount for things to run properly and to run smoothly and clearly.
Right.
So I don't my iPhone anymore for a lot of things, because it's just technology has just advanced so much, especially with our phones. Insane.
Yeah. Every time I want to do something, I'm given some guidance or check this out. I'll look something up and I'll be like, all right, easy enough. I've just had so many past bad experiences of hitting the wrong button, and then all of a sudden everything's gone. I flip my laptop over, I walk away, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to go watch TV. Forget about it.
Yeah.
So it scares me and it intimidates me. It really does. But you have been truly inspiring to try to better my shows. So just getting back, or trying to start off with the video aspect of it, I definitely look to yours for inspiration. So I thank you for that. I truly do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Of course. Now, you mentioned trying to give support to a lot of indie, let's say, when I use the word indie, anything from musicians to movies. Anything particular on the realm right now that you want to name drop? Anything that's out there that you've really got your eyes on that's kind of hot?
Oh, let's see. There's so many. There's so much great talent out there right now. I guess maybe to drop mine, just to kind of segue into it.
Sure.
I'm coming out with a magazine that is branched off of my podcast. And I fiddled around with that for a little while too, but I wasn't quite sure. I had to do a lot of research in how to do it. And you're so very censored on platforms and the internet anymore. And I got tired of being dinged for, it's mostly for the music. You get a lot of copyrights, you get a lot of takedowns,
Sure. Right.
Even though you get consent from the artist to show their music videos or play their track on your podcast. I got tired of that. So it was like, you can't be censored in a magazine.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I can post all I want in a magazine and nobody's going to stop me. So this first magazine, I have some really, really good, I'm featuring a lot of metal bands and a lot of directors, podcasts, all that other stuff like I do on my show. Adam Friedman, he's a really good writer and director.
Yep.
He's been on my show a few times. I'm featuring him in this first issue.
Nice.
For a movie called Deadly Dealings. And he gave me an exclusive to watch before anybody else can watch. And I was just so, it just took my breath away. Just like the cinematics, the lighting, the way he plays things, the plot twist, it gets you to feel certain things. And it's crazy for an independent movie to like, I'm not that none has done it before, but for this one, I laughed during it. I was surprised during parts of it. I cried during parts of it. He gets you in different feels. So I think he's definitely a writer and director to look out for. Adam Friedman. I love his face. Him and his partner, they're amazing people. So, and I hope they do more. I want to see more from them in the future. Nice. So that's what I'm looking for as far as filming. Oh, as well as real quick, Michael Bayouth. He's a huge part of this this first issue that I have coming out and continuing, because he's if you're not familiar with Michael Bayouth, he's actually a storyboard creator and graphic designer. He's a very talented artist. He worked a lot for Disney, a lot of TV shows, like the new Exorcist TV show. He's done Lethal Weapon. He's just an amazing artist. He actually did the official logo for the magazine. And I'm featuring him in it as well, because he's going to have a new movie that he's working on called Cornstalkers. And I got to read the screenplay for that. And I'm just like, yes, I want to see this. So Michael Bayouth and Adam Friedman, they're both going to be in the magazine, but they're both people to really keep an eye out for.
So discussing moving forward, obviously, with your magazine, what prompted you to go to that next step?
I like to write. I like, I'm not great at it, but I like to write. I've written a few scripts. I've done some directing. I've done some assistant directing. And besides, just the censorship, it's just, I feel it's another platform to help get indie artists out there that people may not be aware of, because there are some amazing bands and amazing artists that are out there that people are just not aware of. Sure.
So going from, and let's give it just say an average of 45 minutes to an hour of recording online, on your computer, on your phone, whatever, to editing it, pushing it out within maybe another hour's time after that. So 2 hours total. To writing, layouts, editing, sponsors, this, that. How long does it take for you to put together the one? Now, you have not released your first issue, correct? For your magazine.
Right, out June 1st. So in a couple
weeks. Okay. So how long did it take you to put one together?
Well, it's Monday. We go into final editing on Monday.
Okay.
So, because I'm still getting like late articles back, late submissions back, which is fine. I understand we're all busy right now. We weren't before, but we are all busy right now.
Okay.
It honestly, it just depends. It depends on how much editing I have to do in the article that comes back to me. Because I tell people, don't worry about typos, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. I'm going to clean it up and go through it. It really doesn't take me that long at all. Yeah, it doesn't take me that long at all. I mean, I have been working on this for like maybe about a month and a half. And I think this next week, I'll probably have the whole thing like done and complete.
Now, is this something that's going to be, is this strictly an online magazine, or is this actually going to be sold, paper, pictures?
It's going to be both.
Okay.
I'll have a link that I'll drop for everybody because magazines cost a lot to print.
I can imagine. Sure.
Yeah. So I figured, because I don't know how well this is going to do. I don't know how well people are going to want to pick this up right away. It's only the first one, so I figured it might, if people receive this well, it may take maybe 4 or 5 issues before it starts getting, consistent following on it. Fingers crossed. But the first one, it's going to go through a link, and you can order straight through the printers, or you can purchase the digital form of it. So you'll have the tangible one or the digital.
Now, are you offering viewers/readers subscriptions at this time? Or are you waiting till you get a couple of them underneath your belt?
I'm waiting to get a couple under my belt because if it takes off well, then I'm going to start ordering myself to have so that I can send out, through myself. So that way I can, if I want to do promos and like do discounts for like, the first 100, or if you use promo code, I'll give it to you at a discounted price. But right now they're so expensive. I don't know how this is going to work out. So this is kind of how I'm going to have to do it at the moment.
Sure. Okay. So going from video to paper, and you've done film, you're a model, you are a vlogger. Hey, come on now, you still do. What's on the bucket list for Jo next?
What's on the bucket list? Oh shit. Sorry, I don't know if I can curse or not.
I don't give a fuck. Seriously. Yeah. Have at it, please.
The bucket list. I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot in the past couple of years.
Yes, you have.
I've been in films. I've directed. I've assistant directed. I do my podcast. Like I said, I model. I do all this stuff. I don't know what else there is to do really, except for just keep going.
I didn't know if you were going to try and like sponsor any last words, NASCAR, or do parachuting. I don't know what there is next for Jo.
I don't either until it happens.
Okay. I can appreciate that. Definitely. So you've done a couple of screenwrites, you've said. Have you turned any of yours into film?
I actually had a film called Lore that I started on. It's a like a Christmas time anthology. It was based off of Icelandic folklore for the holiday. I had to reshoot the first one twice because it happened with one of the actors in it. And then things started opening up, and then people did, they closed again, and people weren't wanting to, they're like, no, I'm going to stay home. So everything kind of got jumbly. I would like to finish it. I really would like to finish it, but I don't know when that's going to happen. I do have the first segments done, and everybody who was in it's already seen it. People who sponsored it has already seen it. I might just put it out like at Christmas time. So
it's so funny because this past Christmas, I'm sure you might have seen some of my Christmas posts when I actually assumed Santa, and am actually tracing back my Nordic roots of trying to do a more old school traditional St. Nicholas as opposed to Santa Claus. I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, just from your description of it, I would absolutely love to. I really would. So maybe you and I can talk about that another time. But no, that sounds awesome. I love that storyline. I mean, as soon as I heard you say the word Nordic, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all ears. That's awesome.
Yeah, because people don't know that, there are a lot of the, Icelandic folklore for, holiday stuff is actually very creepy, and it's it's crazy. Like the Yule Cat, the Yule Lads, Gryla, the Christmas Witch, like all these things. It's like, this is like,
there's some crazy shit. Them Europeans are batshit crazy. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Their folklore, hell yeah, it's dark as hell. It really is.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. No, I mean, I think you should definitely pursue it. I mean, look at everything else that you've come up with and yet you've done.
Thank you.
No, honestly.
I still want to finish it. It's just, it's finding the rhythm,
balancing it all out. Sure. Right. So you are, yeah, you are actually the first woman that I've interviewed.
Really?
And one that I definitely respect and admire in the horror community. And there's a topic that I've always wanted to discuss with people, and I would like to pick your brains on it. And it's kind of hard too, because I understand with our stance in the community, it's hard not to offend anybody.
I don't offend
Okay.
easy. So say or do anything, I'm just gonna laugh.
Well, extreme gore.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Um, Majority of the films, I shouldn't say the majority of them, but a lot of them have a lot of serious sexual, there's a lot of rape. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of the films are based on rape, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
a horror movie in the traditional terms of a stalker, a slasher, whatever, or it's just a horror film that's based around, I don't even know how to put it. Let's just say it just has a lot of really gratuitous rape scenes. And as a
Right.
woman, I'm wondering how you felt about it. There are some women that I've read in different, different posts that absolutely love it, don't have a problem with it. It's reality, whatever, whatever, whatever. I,
Right.
I personally have never been a fan of rape scenes in movies, although movies like Serbian Film,
Oh,
batshit crazy, but I absolutely love that film. And I mean, we're talking from women to children to babies. So
yeah.
it's all there. But then there are just some that are so stomach turning. Maybe it's just how they do it that makes it different. But from a woman's point of view, I would like to hear your thoughts on that.
Okay. Well, I understand that if it's, if let's see, how do I put this? When they put sexual assault in films, when it's very graphic, I honestly have to turn away. I can't look at that.
Right.
I'm not one to sit there and say, don't do that. Don't put that in your films.
Right.
Because usually it's because there's a reason for it, why it's in there. If it's something that's implied, if it's an implied sexual assault,
Right.
I'm like, okay, I can watch that. But when it's very graphic, I have to turn away. Now I won't turn the film off. It's just like, let me know when it's over, okay?
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, I've done that much acting.
Mhm.
I would love to pursue it and be able to be in front of the camera again. And I've often thought of, and I know these are professionals and they're actors. I don't know how they do some of those scenes.
Yeah.
I really don't. I just, I couldn't put my own mind state into that. I
The
don't know.
strong, yes.
Yeah, and again, I'm not putting anybody down that has done it. Anyone that has made those films, it was just strictly another point of view. And
Right.
I was just curious to hear from you. That's all.
No, I get it. I get it.
And I mean, there's a ton of movies that, like you said, that imply it, that things are done off scene, and maybe you'll hear something in the background, and sometimes that's actually more stomach turning, the visual that your own mind portrays, and actually seeing some of it being done.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah. So anyhow, so June 1st, any
Mhm.
last words? Publication officially. Man, you've got to be so, I mean, you've got to be like ear to ear grin. That's a huge
I
accomplishment.
thank you. I'm excited. It's like every time I get a page done, I just sit back and I look at it and I'm like, fuck, I did that. Holy shit, I did that. And it's not to like jingle my own bells or anything. I'm just
Oh, why not?
like expected to like have something that like I was actually like excited to see.
Sure.
So
So how much will a copy run somebody? They want to get it in the mail or whatever.
I honestly don't know. I won't know until I get it put up because it's charged by the page.
Okay.
And I have an expectation of how many pages I want, but I've already had a couple people say, hey, I can't get this out. or some people send something that is a little longer than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't know until all the pages are done.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, printing companies, they do it based off the page.
So while we have you here, are you looking for or accepting possible sponsorships? Anybody out there that might be listening or watching this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you do a sponsorship, you get an automatic spot, like, you know, depending on how much you're sponsoring, you can get like an eighth of a page or a full page ad that runs. And then, of course, I'm going to, once the magazine drops, I'll even shout you out and put an ad through my show or anything that I push throughout the entire month that it's coming out to. So I don't want to just take from people. I'm trying to like give back. So.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. Now, I know that you also have merchandise. I believe you have some t-shirts and stuff. Okay. So tell everybody where you are linked into. Where can everybody find you?
I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I have a Patreon as well, where and Patreon's awesome. They keep updating their stuff and they kind of help make it easier for the creators. Excuse me, depending on what tier you're at, in as far as Patreon support, I think it's quarterly, they send you a piece of merchandise. So it's like, you get like a mug with the logo on it, or you get like a graphic, or you get stickers, or you get just random, whatever it is that they have on there.
Okay.
They do so often. So, and like an appreciation that they deal with for me, because I've got so much going on. I can't really keep up with sending stuff all the time.
Right. No, I can definitely see that. And speaking of time, where the hell do you get time? I mean, do you sleep? You've got to be a vampire.
Well, the lights are kind of dim in here.
Yes,
so,
they are.
You know, I am one of those people where it is kind of hard for me to sleep. I'm more of a night owl than I am a daytime person. But I do have to work, so I do have to be up during the day.
Right. Well, because I know you and I tried rescheduling about a week or so, and you know, with the time difference, you're California, I'm East Coast. And obviously me waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I would never expect to say, hey, Joe, let's do coffee for breakfast in the morning, because I'm looking at almost lunchtime by the time you're getting up. And you're like, don't worry about it. I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning every day. And I'm thinking, what the hell does this woman do?
I get up earlier than that. So.
Oh my God. Can I ask what you do professionally then?
Yeah, I actually work for a cleaning service. And we clean businesses early in the morning before they open and everything like that. So
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because I have honestly wondered, what does Joe do? Because you are nonstop, like I said, social media with hits and videos and this and that. I'm like, God, what the hell does she do? She's got to be robbing banks and jewelry stores or something that she can acquire all that time.
If I can get away with it.
More power to you. I hear you. Hey, listen, I don't want to cut this short. I'm having a great time talking to you. Finally, we get to talk face to face. The little Zoom monitor just told me that we are running on our last couple seconds here. Any last words that Joe would like to say before we close today?
Thank you for having me on. This is really fun. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
And check me out on, all the different social media platforms. Also, you guys keep up on the witching hour, because this is an awesome podcast.
Oh, thank you.
And also check out my friends over at the Z Network. My friend Aaron with Horror Research Sturdy, and Sean for Old Man Murphy's Kitchen. It's a new show that came out, and it's fucking hilarious. I love it so much. So.
You guys definitely check Joe out. I constantly watch all of her videos. I actually was lucky enough the other day to catch her doing a food tasting of some, what was it, horse flavored blowfish, and I'm not going to say the M word.
Oh, you can say it.
And maggot flavored, what looked like Dorito kind of bags, I guess.
Yeah, they're called So I had a fan send them in. So
I'm sorry, you kind of, you bleeped out there. What was it? What was the name of the company?
they're called illegal chips.
Okay.
And it was part of my fan mail, and I was supposed to do it a couple weeks back, but I got sick and I couldn't taste anything. So I was like, I can't do this. So
Well, watching Jo, Jo puts on a great, she's very animated, and she's honest, which I definitely appreciate that. So if you guys have anything of interest, you want to contact Jo, if you want to contact me, whatever, please feel free. Jo and I both love the horror industry, the horror community. It's what helps us grow every time. So Jo, I definitely want to thank you for taking the time to be here today. Go enjoy the rest of your time with your old man. Close the blinds the rest of the way and just enjoy the rest of your weekend.
thank you. And thank you again for having me. I had a blast.
Any time at all. And don't forget, you guys, any last words? Publication June 1st. Keep an eye out for it. Definitely subscribe. This is John with the Witching Hour. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and remember to always keep it evil. All right, we are done. Jo, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. This was fun. I'm glad we finally got to do this.